Fatja Guetta. Luke. Hålliste. Merci. So, 4 years. Oh no. All right, we'll fix that later. 4 years ago, I started locking up my students in basements. Yeah. No, it's not that I hated them or anything. It's not some kind of teacher's revenge. I wouldn't be telling you probably. I really like my students. I teach in a fantastic school. It's called Hofwil. It's really fantastic in every sense. It's just that there's one thing that has always been bothering me about teaching. I like special effects in my talks, you know. So when I enter the classroom and I see my students sitting there, and I know they just had 2 lessons on French grammar, and they may have to write a test, a geography test next. And here I am trying to convince them that it's really worth it listening to my 45 minutes about acceleration or geometrical optics or something. And that's kind of hard for both of us, right? So a good teacher would, of course, try to show the connections between everyday life and the subject, and that usually works, and it's great. It's just that he spends half of the lesson begging for the attention of the students, and I feel that this leads to a certain misconception in the heads of the students. You know, as if they were actually doing the teacher a favor by listening, by paying attention to what he's saying, which is ridiculous, of course, right? But I remember I felt that way when I was in high school, and probably you know that feeling, some of you, back in school then, or who knows, maybe now. So I don't like that feeling, and looking back, I noticed that in the past 20 years, I have always been trying to reverse the roles, to change the situation through games, competitions, through school projects, group work, all the time trying to reverse the role of the student and of the teacher. Some projects worked pretty well, others, well, less so. But there's one project that really worked well. It actually worked so well that it completely changed my life. And I'm here to tell you, of course, about that project. It's called AdventureRooms. That's the name of the game. And, well, if you're ready, you can follow me to the basement. So, what I did, what I still do, is I take a group of 4, 5, 6 students. I would chain them. I would start a countdown on the wall of typically 1 hour. And then I would lock the door. And I would walk back to my comfortable control room from where I would watch them struggle. So what do I see them do? Well, they first have to get free. Once they're free, they will probably walk to the door and see that, well, as a matter of fact, it's locked. So they will start looking through the whole room, and they will find things. Maybe one guy will find a framed polarizer, but they've never seen a polarizer before. They have no idea what it is. So they try all kinds of things, you know, I don't know how to use it. In the meantime, somebody else may find a strange computer screen, which doesn't seem to be working properly. And then somebody thinks of combining both. And that's where the magic happens, right? They find a clue. They found something. Probably not everybody can see it, I'm really sorry. So they find a clue. They can use this now to open a box, which will reveal more interesting objects or devices. They may open a fence that grants them access to another area. They might even find a secret passage through that grants them access to a new room through a hidden door. And like this, they go on puzzle by puzzle until they maybe, hopefully, find the final key, the exit key in the end. I would try to have very diverse puzzles, because very different from each other, because I don't want one guy who just happens to be very good in physics to solve everything for everyone, and the others just to follow through. I want everybody to feel a certain sense of achievement, of fulfillment. I want them to feel that they help, they support the success of the whole team. So some, and now, well, now improvisation, some puzzles don't even have anything to do with I'm getting ideas for new puzzles, right? Okay, how do I say this? I lost one. Yeah, right. Some people will even see it. Where is the other one? Oh, yeah, here. I found something. Okay, my talk will take a little bit longer, I hope. Not the first one. So I said that not all puzzles would have to do with physics. I could make some very simple thing, like with black pieces of paper that you have to place correctly. I just want puzzles that require some thinking out of the box, where you have to change your perspective, you know? And where, if you look at the things the right way, you will have this aha experience. And so finally, you understand what you are looking at. And then you will smile, because that's what good puzzles do. They make you smile. The students, finally, I'm glad. The students will have no distractions. They will have given away their mobile phones. So no calls, no messages, no windows. We're in a basement. No people passing by. So they can really concentrate, really focus on what they're doing. And they will get in a state of flow, which is very pleasurable. I think that this exciting adventure, these positive emotions connected with science, with physics, with numbers, are very valuable, especially nowadays, especially in the age of somebody in the high school. Now, I will happily admit that my students will not be learning a great deal during the game. That's fine, that has never been the purpose. The idea is that they should discover as many fascinating things as possible. And then, once they get out, if they get out, then they will be full of questions, right? They will want to know a lot of things, like, what is this? What material is it? Why do I see this? How does it work? And there will I be, very happy to answer all of their questions. Because now it's a win-win situation, right? Now they will ask me things they really want to know. And me, I finally don't have to force-feed them information they never asked for. So I had all my classes coming to my games, and they went home and they must have told everyone, because soon afterwards I got a lot of requests of other people who wanted to play the game, like parents, friends. So I teamed up with my brother Dave. We set up a public website, and well, people could book the game. What followed is crazy. I still haven't really understood it. But 4 years later, we have, I think it's 37 locations all over the world with hundreds of games. And I have met amazing people everywhere. I traveled to help them set up the games, which is quite, well, unbelievable for something that started off as a little school project, right, here in Bern. So where do we go from there? Well, most people come to our games either for team building, it's a great team event, or just for pure entertainment. But I'm still very proud of the educational background of our game. So I think that many institutions could profit from some gamification. If you think of museums, for instance, you know, these new science museums are already very hands-on. People can go there, touch everything, they can perform their own experiments, and I really love them. I could spend weeks in them. It's just that when I watch other visitors, not only kids, even grown-ups, you know, they start pressing all buttons. And they hope for something spectacular to happen, don't know, big explosion or something. If they don't get that, kind of disappointed, they go to the next one, press all buttons here. That's not really the purpose, I think. If we could connect these things to make a game that is meaningful, that would really be awesome. And we're talking to some museums to hopefully make that possible. In the meantime, well, if you have never tried our games, you are very welcome to come down to our basements, where we will lock you up and chain you with great pleasure. Merci vraiment for your